Guys, I'm Akshay from TRC News, and this is going to be the fourth part of our evaluation, and I'm going to be explaining the different media technologies we used for our planning, research, and just to complete the overall news package for our group. But most people think media technologies is just software-based things, but that's completely wrong. There's also hardware, and hardware has a big impact in this kind of thing. So in our group we used firstly a MacBook Pro. This helped us use programs such as GarageBand and also the interactive storyboard software. So with GarageBand we created our whole music for our opening sequence, and things like the interactive storyboard software that allowed us to create basically a breakdown of each of the parts and scenes that were going to be in our actual final news package. So that helped us out a lot. But the second piece of hardware we used was a high-spec Windows PC. The reason I said high-spec was because that helped us tremendously throughout the whole process of creating our news package. That allowed us to really have fast renders, so really fast renders, so we could quickly preview large bits of our news package, and we can cut things out and things like that. Also, it allowed us to complete graphics and also the motion graphics in really high quality and at a fast speed, so it didn't stutter when we had to preview things and all that sort of nature. But the final piece of software we used, which was maybe a surprise to you guys, is a mobile phone. So in our news package we used a mobile phone as the microphone. However, we made it look like a professional microphone. We downloaded just simply an app off the App Store, and basically that was our mic. So that's how we got kind of a lot of a better quality in our actual news package, rather than using the standard mic on the camera, because the camera was really far away from us when recording, so we needed something, and the mic on the phone was just absolutely perfect. Okay, so now I've explained the hardware media technologies that we used, I'm going to move on to the software. So I'm going to begin with the music software that we used. So first of all we used GarageBand, and GarageBand was very useful to us because it basically allowed us to create the entire music for our opening sequence, which was 12 seconds, which went at the start of our news package. So that was really good, and it helped us to actually create a really professional music piece for our opening sequence as well. But the only limitation I felt with GarageBand was it didn't allow us to fade or mix tracks together that we created. So if we created two separate tracks, it didn't allow us to mix them or fade them together. So that is why we used the second music program called Audacity, because that program is absolutely perfect fading and mixing two tracks together. So that was the program we used entirely to mix the two tracks together to overall get one outcome for our music piece for our opening sequence. So now moving on to the web-based technologies. The first one isn't actually a fully web-based technology, and that is the interactive storyboard maker, even though it does link with web-based technology and the internet quite a lot. So the interactive storyboard maker allowed us to create an online storyboard essentially of how our news package was going to be. So we got to draft out each scene, every single scene in our news package with real life pictures, 3D scenes, also characters, any kind of props we needed, which was really amazing because it helped us to actually produce the scene in real life when we were going about doing that, simply from looking at the script and the printouts of the storyboards that we created. But there was a few limitations to it. It didn't really allow us to print off the scene with the script, so we had to completely print off a different script and look at the two pieces of paper separately, which was kind of a struggle sometimes when filming because we didn't know what to say for each scene, which is why we had to learn the script really well and in depth. But now moving on to the second web-based technology, and this was new to us when we first started this year, and that is called the program's called Padlet. Well, the website's called Padlet. This program was really amazing for more of the brainstorming of ideas and branding for our product. I mean, not our product, our news package, and our actual brand overall. This really helped us create online collages. When we had different ideas, we would just get a bunch of pictures, put it in a Padlet, and then we'll just blossom, and that would just blossom into so many more ideas, and it would just really open our minds on which ways and which directions we could go for specific things, such as the website, the opening sequence as well, any kind of thing for our news package. But now moving on to the third web technology, and that was Prezi. Prezi was also a great deal of help to us. It allowed us to create really advanced presentations with absolute ease. Basically, it's a lot more user friendly than Microsoft PowerPoint, and is also a lot more advanced and more professional looking than Microsoft PowerPoint as well. It allows us to have different slides, but also add really cool animations to it. But not only that, it allows us to embed videos, YouTube links, any kind of HTML so easily. And that was a way we used to really present data in kind of bulk, if that makes sense. So if we needed to speak about branding, we could speak about the branding ideas we had, then where we got inspiration for that kind of branding with other real life technology news channels which linked with ours. But now moving on to another web-based technology, and that is Wix. Wix is the website we used to create our website, and that was the most perfect program most perfect website to use for our website. It included so many features, so many interactive features, so many animation features, and some really great graphics as well. Wix basically helped us brand the whole of TRC a lot better, because the website really linked with technology. As you're seeing on the screen now, we embedded a Mac kind of theme to it, which obviously links with technology, and then information regarding what TRC is and what we provide. And the final web-based technology that we used was Blogger, and Blogger was probably the main one we used, but it wasn't in terms of advance and gaining ideas. That was where we presented all our ideas when they were final. So as soon as we finished something, we'd stick it on Blogger so anybody can see what we've been getting up to. And obviously it was essentially just a blog explaining what we've been getting up to, and we basically put every single thing, every step of the way to creating our news package, from the research, the planning, and now even the valuation is going to go on there. So everything that we've done will be on our blog. And now moving on to the two main media technologies that we had, and these two programs helped us extremely a lot through everything, through the graphics and everything. And the first one is Adobe Photoshop. So this helped us with all kinds of graphics. This helped us with the graphics in our actual news package, because we created graphics from scratch for the motion typography in our news package for the stats and things like that. Also just things on the website, such as the interactive slideshow. We created the banners, the banners, the adverts, the logo, everything like that from Photoshop. We created it on Photoshop, and Photoshop was such a great use to us because it was so advanced yet user-friendly also, but the features that Photoshop have really excel over other image editing programs. But the main program which helped us just completely put our news package to another level was Adobe After Effects. If it wasn't for that, our news package wouldn't be anywhere near as good as how it was. After Effects is a program that I'm very familiar with, and I took the lead role in the editing, so the amount of features and effects you can apply to different things is of such an advanced level where it actually looks like a real life news package. From different things such as simple transitions to really advanced things such as motion typography, which we used a lot in our actual news package for the stats, and also just general interviews and cutaways. We used motion typography for about 10 to 30 seconds of our news package. That was all solely created completely from scratch with Adobe After Effects. The use, the effects, everything about that program extremely helped us. But yeah, that is basically it for the fourth part of the evaluation, explaining the media technologies we used throughout the whole year, through the research, planning, and even the evaluation. So it's been great, and I think our news package was extremely successful. But thanks a lot for watching. My name's Akshay from TRC News.